Have you ever been in a relationship where you started to feel something wasn't quite right, but you couldn't put your finger on it? What if you could recognize the signs of infidelity before it blindsides you? How would your life change if you had the emotional strength to handle these challenges and take control of your future, regardless of the outcome? In this video, we'll explore the subtle signs of infidelity that many men overlook and how you can protect your emotional well-being and personal dignity while navigating these difficult situations. We'll also discuss how to build resilience, maintain self-respect, and empower yourself for the future. Awareness of infidelity signs. Don't overlook the subtle clues. Infidelity is not always obvious, especially in the early stages. Many men overlook the subtle signs of infidelity because they don't fit the stereotypical image of cheating. It's easy to assume that infidelity only happens through physical acts. But the reality is that it often begins long before any physical touch occurs. It can be much more nuanced. Emotional detachment, subtle shifts in behavior, and certain phrases or excuses can indicate that something is wrong. Recognizing these signs early on can help prevent you from wasting time in a relationship that isn't aligned with your values or goals. By staying aware of these early warning signs, you can protect yourself from heartache and emotional distress down the road. One of the most common signs of infidelity that often goes unnoticed is emotional distance. And understanding how emotional detachment can develop is crucial to maintaining a healthy, balanced relationship. Emotional distance as a precursor to cheating. The early warning signs. Did you know that many affairs don't begin with physical attraction or sexual desire? Instead, infidelity often starts with emotional detachment. This emotional withdrawal can be subtle at first, but it is a powerful precursor to cheating. When one partner starts to distance themselves emotionally, it's a sign that they might be seeking fulfillment outside the relationship. This emotional disconnect can manifest in a variety of ways: reduced communication, disinterest in shared activities, or a noticeable lack of affection. These signs can be difficult to spot because, unlike physical cheating, emotional detachment doesn't have an obvious or concrete form. Often, it's the small things: a change in tone, a shift in attention, or a lack of enthusiasm during conversations that signal something is off. Understanding that emotional detachment can be an early warning sign of infidelity gives you the chance to address the issue before it escalates. If you feel that your partner is starting to pull away emotionally, it's essential to open a conversation about it before it becomes a larger issue. Emotional intimacy is the foundation of any successful relationship, and losing it can have long-lasting effects if not addressed. Phrases to watch for. Subtle clues that can indicate emotional involvement elsewhere. Certain phrases and expressions can act as a red flag when it comes to emotional infidelity. If your partner starts saying things like, "He understands me so well," or "we're just friends," these could be signals that she is becoming emotionally involved with someone else. When a partner mentions someone else in a way that indicates they feel understood, cared for, or close to them, it's a sign that emotional boundaries might be blurring. It's important to pay attention to how often these phrases come up and the context in which they are used. If your partner is constantly bringing up someone else in a positive light, especially someone of the opposite sex, it may be an indication that she is seeking validation, comfort, or emotional connection outside of your relationship. While friendships are healthy and important, it's crucial to consider the context of these interactions. If emotional intimacy is being shared with someone outside the relationship, it can eventually lead to infidelity, even if the physical act hasn't occurred yet. If you notice these types of phrases being used frequently, it may be time to take a deeper look at the state of your relationship and whether your emotional needs are being met. Need for space and boundaries. When independence may signal something else, requests for space or breaks in a relationship can sometimes be a sign of emotional disconnection or the desire to explore other options. It's essential to recognize that needing space in a relationship isn't always a bad thing. It can be a healthy part of maintaining individual identities within a partnership. However, When space is requested repeatedly or without explanation, it may signal that your partner is seeking independence outside of the relationship. These requests often come with an underlying desire to explore other avenues or relationships. When someone asks for a break or needs space, it's crucial to evaluate whether it's being used as an excuse to see someone else or whether it's a legitimate request for personal growth. Setting healthy boundaries in these situations is important, not only for preserving your own emotional well-being, but for ensuring that both partners are on the same page about the future of the relationship. You don't have to accept a partner's request for space blindly. Take the opportunity to discuss what the request means and how it will impact the relationship. While respecting each other's space is healthy, it's crucial to maintain your self-worth and not settle for a relationship where you are uncertain about your partner's commitment. Increased absence and work excuses. When being too busy raises red flags. One of the classic excuses for avoiding time together in a relationship is work. Frequent late nights, extra hours at the office, or sudden business trips can be signs that something isn't right, especially if they are accompanied by a lack of communication or reassurance. If your partner begins to disappear frequently, and the reason always seems to be work-related, this can be a red flag for emotional or physical infidelity. While it's completely normal for people to be busy at times, it's important to consider whether this absence is consistent and whether it affects the relationship's overall quality. If work excuses are being used as a cover for avoiding intimacy or connection, it's time to question whether the relationship is still functioning healthily. Healthy communication is key in these situations. Instead of jumping to conclusions, calmly discuss the discrepancies in her schedule and express your concerns. If your partner is committed to the relationship, they will be open to having an honest conversation about the situation. You may be facing a more significant issue that requires further reflection. Emotional detachment signals. Recognizing nonverbal cues infidelity doesn't always show up in the form of verbal communication. Often, it can be seen in nonverbal cues. One of the most significant signals of emotional detachment is a change in body language. Nonverbal signs such as avoiding eye contact, physical distancing, or shifts in tone can indicate a lack of emotional connection. It's important to be attuned to these changes, as they can often signal a partner's loss of interest or emotional involvement elsewhere. These physical and emotional cues can be subtle, but they are usually consistent if there is a problem within the relationship. Pay attention to how your partner behaves around you. Do they still show affection, initiate physical touch, or look at you with the same interest and warmth? If not, it could be an indication that emotional withdrawal is happening. Being able to spot these emotional detachment signals early on allows you to address the issue before it becomes a larger problem. Having open, honest discussions about emotional intimacy can help reconnect the relationship and avoid the pain of infidelity later on. Managing emotional reactions. Keeping your dignity in tough situations. Discovering signs of infidelity can trigger a whirlwind of emotions: hurt, anger, confusion, and even self-doubt. But reacting impulsively to these emotions can often lead to regretful decisions and unnecessary conflict. One of the most crucial skills in handling potential betrayal is emotional control. By managing your emotional reactions, you protect your dignity and avoid making rash decisions that could harm your relationship further. Take time to process your emotions before confronting your partner. Responding with anger or accusations can escalate the situation and make it harder to have a productive conversation. Approach the situation calmly and respectfully, focusing on gathering information and expressing your feelings in a way that promotes understanding. It's essential to remain level-headed when confronted with infidelity or potential infidelity. Developing emotional resilience allows you to face these challenges without compromising your self-worth or acting in ways that undermine your future happiness. Self-respect and setting standards. Never settle for less. One of the most powerful tools for protecting yourself from infidelity is self-respect. If you maintain high standards for yourself, your time, and your emotional investment, you're less likely to settle for a relationship that lacks commitment or respect. When you have strong self-respect, you recognize your value and know when to walk away from unhealthy relationships. Setting boundaries is a crucial aspect of maintaining self-respect. By clearly communicating your needs and expectations, you ensure that you're in a relationship where both partners are committed to mutual growth and respect. If your partner doesn't meet those standards, it's important to be willing to let go and move forward, knowing that you deserve better. Building resilience. Turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Infidelity and the red flags that precede it can be painful, but they also offer an opportunity for personal growth. While it may feel like a setback, these experiences can help you develop resilience, emotional intelligence, and a deeper understanding of your own needs. By facing the reality of potential betrayal, you can come out stronger and more self-aware. In challenging moments, focus on self-improvement. Use the situation to refine your emotional health and set better boundaries in future relationships. The strength you gain from overcoming infidelity can become a valuable asset, helping you navigate future challenges with confidence and maturity. Focusing on self-empowerment. Investing in your growth. Finally, self-empowerment is essential for maintaining your sense of worth throughout difficult times. By investing in your own personal development, setting clear goals, and prioritizing your well-being, you not only reinforce your self-worth, but you also attract people who respect that strength. Whether it's pursuing your passions, improving your career, or deepening your emotional intelligence, focusing on self-growth strengthens your ability to handle challenges, including potential betrayal. When you invest in yourself, you become more attractive to those who value you for who you are, and you position yourself to build healthy, fulfilling relationships that are based on mutual respect and emotional connection. Conclusion. Recognizing the signs and empowering yourself